Hello and welcome to Spooning with me, Mark Wogan. Each week I'm joined by a very special guest and I challenge the food that they think they love and the food that they think they hate. Now, regular viewers, not listeners because you can't see this if you're listening on your podcast, will notice we are not in Home Slice this week. No, we are in Pennyhill Park in Surrey. I've got to be honest, I've been having a lovely time here for about the last 24 hours in the spa and everything. It's a fantastic hotel. But we are sitting in Latymer, which is the Michelin-starred restaurant here at Pennyhill Park. And today's food is going to be cooked by the exceptional chef that is Steve Smith. But who is joining me? Well, in the 80s, she had china in her hands, and she'll have fine bone china in her hands again today. But she is an 80s legend and continues to be a legend. She is Carol DECKER.
Hello, Mark.
How are you?
I'm really good. Thanks for giving me a solid spooning.
Oh, well, anytime. It's very nice here, isn't it?
It's very plush.
Yes.
It's very plush.
Are you feeling plush?
Yeah, I'm feeling really comfortable.
Nice.
I feel like I could have a big...
We're not going to
food.
change that, just to be clear.
Yeah, but you could have a nap on here, I think.
Well, I mean, let's see how it goes. Yeah. You know, that might turn into actual real spooning.
Yeah.
Now, I want to go all the way back to the beginning, because you are a proud Liverpudlian lass. Aren't you? That wasn't Liverpudlian accent, that. But you grew up in Shropshire.
Yes, I did, yeah.
Now, at home, was there a cook when you were growing up?
Not... My dad would do the experimental stuff. So he'd do, which was exotic for us, a chili or try a curry. And Dad always did the Sunday fry-up. And he would do a thing which we call tomato dippy. So it was tinned tomatoes, boiled up in a pan so it was reduced and seasoned, and a whole loaf of sliced white bread with all the goodness taken out. That's essential.
Yes.
And we'd have our fry-up and this massive steaming pile of toast and tomato dippy. So you dip that in the dippy.
I feel like fried bread, that could have been improved by frying.
Dad would have fried bread. I didn't like it.
Really?
And Dad would also do, this is very Liverpudlian, or was, saltfish. Saltfish for breakfast. So he'd be salting that all week. But Mum was the day-to-day cook, but quite a plain cook. She could do a roast chicken, but we had a lot of egg and chips.
Now there was a favourite which I really love, is that story with the Lyle's golden syrup on toast.
Yes.
And you and your brother would stand under drains and get extra wet. Yeah. She'd only give it to you if you got caught in the rain.
Yeah. So we had the front room had the fire in it, and when we came home from school, certain routine, hang your stuff up, and you had to have your tea and sit at the table and everything. But if it was a rotten winter's day and it was pouring with rain, Mum would have the fire lit, and we were allowed to sit in front of the fire on the carpet with the telly on and have a steaming hot cup of tea and some toast with the Lyle's golden syrup on it, I still love it. I don't care how bad it is for your teeth. I still love it. So we had a broken piece of guttering at the end of our alleyway down the side of our house. And so Gary and I would stand underneath and get really soaked and just go, oh, hi, Mum. It's terrible out there. She'd go, oh, quick, come and sit by the fire and let me get you.
Because she was a proper Irish mother.
She was a Liverpudlian mum. I think we have Irish definitely in our lineage, great-grandparents both sides, but Mum was born and bred.
Colouring's a bit of a giveaway, isn't
it? It is.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely Irish colouring.
It is. I did that, that Ancestry DNA.
Yeah.
I'm sure other firms...
Have you not done Who Do You Think You Are?
I haven't been asked. They could ask.
You're missing out.
I know. And it came back, I didn't understand it. It came back as more Scottish and Welsh. But then when I logged on again, the percentages had changed. So if someone can explain it to me. Anyway, I have Irish great-grandparents.
Or do you think it is a con, that thing?
It could be a con. Yeah, I've been conned, haven't I? Definitely.
Well,
so yeah, and we have a lot of red hair all around the family, cousins, aunts, uncles, in Canada.
I've got a little in my beard.
You have?
Seems to be turning grey, though.
Yeah. I'll give you my shampoo. It's very, very helpful. Yeah.
Were you always carving a slightly different path in life? Because reading the notes, it was like from an early age, it was like you were painting your DMs, you were doing things differently.
Yeah.
Were you not what your parents had hoped for?
No, my parents were...
I definitely wasn't.
No, my parents are really, really supportive of me in all of my choices. But the only way I can describe it, I didn't have any genius ideas. I just didn't fit in. just never felt I fitted in. Always felt like I was on the outside looking in, and still do a lot of the time.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Because you come across like you are unashamedly you.
I am, and I can be a bit Marmite for some people because I'm unashamedly me. But I, like, for example, past my 11 plus, I went to a really excellent, very academic grammar school.
So you're obviously bright.
Well, I think I had a lucky day because I was just round pegging a square hole. No, I was good at English and the arts and stuff like that. I couldn't do maths and sciences and stuff, But I didn't feel I fitted in there. I passed the exam, but came from a very working class background, and a lot of the girls in my school, very middle class. Their dads were managing directors and architects and stuff like that. And my dad worked in a supermarket, and my mum was a homemaker. So I always felt like I didn't quite fit there. So I would do things like paint my shoes different colours just to be odd.
And you sort of sought out a bit of a scene, didn't you?
Where was the scene?
Well, sort of parties. You started going to parties early. You're a bit,
Yeah.
You didn't necessarily play by the rules from it.
No, I liked Northern Soul when I was in my teens. So my dad, he would take me to all-dayers at Stoke-on-Trent. So he literally danced all day. But I was too young to go to the all-nighters, which were up in Wigan.
Now, we are in a Michelin star.
I know we are.
As you know.
Have I loads?
Steve Smith is quite an exceptional chef, but he has created one of your all-time favourites here.
Oh, wow.
In his own inimitable style. So, hello, Steve. Come in with that.
Hi, Steve.
Right, so we've got...
Lovely to meet you.
That is a Michelin star chip butty.
Butty.
Now, Steve's going to come back later with one of his signature dishes, and we'll have a bit more of a chat with him then. But thank you, Steve. That looks fantastic.
They look fantastic. Chunky chips.
Chunky chips.
Are we biting it?
See that? You see, there's the Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. Are we imbibing?
Yeah, it's yours.
Are you going to have some?
Well, of course. I've been saving myself for stuff like this.
Gosh, they're so big they look like fish fingers. Fish finger butty as well, Steve. That's excellent, isn't it?
Mm. Oh.
The bread's a bit healthy, though.
That's good. Oh, because it's got butter. You want the butter to be melting, don't you? Oh, it's real.
Oh, that's fantastic.
When did T'Pau come about? How did T'Pau come about? Oh, sorry, she's busy eating her chip butty.
It's really tasty.
Look, you are here to talk as well as eat.
Okay, how do I make this concise? Because it's a long... So
it was 86, wasn't it?
Yeah,
86 you joined T'Pau.
Yeah. So I made T'Pau.
Made it?
So basically, I went back to art school, talking about that stuffy, fantastic, but quite stuffy girls' school I went to.
Carry on talking. I'm good.
When I left, didn't really know what to do with myself. Wandered lonely as a cloud, in and out of dead-end jobs, went au pairing in Holland for a while. And then when I was 22, I went back to art school as a mature student. I'd always been okay at art. I had a job on a YTS scheme at the Ironbridge Gorge Museum, working with the art team, and I just fell in love with that whole thing. This is when I was painting my DMs, different colours. Went back to art school, and in that environment met a different kind of person, artistic, creative, eclectic people.
But you had done local bands and stuff like that.
No. This is leading up to that.
Okay.
So, long story short, I was always singing in the live painting room. So we're all painting, the radio's on, and I'm always singing along to the radio. And I could always put in like a third or a fifth harmony, just like that, could always harmonise with things. And probably annoying people, will you stop harmonising all over my favourite Police pop song, and somebody said, why don't you stop annoying us all and join a band? Literally said those words to me. And then she said, this student, I can't remember her, bless her, she said, look, going to a party at the weekend, my friend Julian's going to be there. He's got a band. They're looking for a singer. Let me introduce you. You should come. So that was it. So I got introduced to a guy called Julian Ward. He had a local band and he was doing all the songwriting. And I auditioned in the drummer's garage in Ludlow, proper garage band. Got the job, and the next thing, I'm in a band. So I didn't go on to do a degree. I left art school after about 18 months started doing it, local bands, as you say.
All right, but when did you discover you could sing? Was it that, because in that very Irish and perhaps Liverpudlian way, you had, if you had a talent, your parents were going,
no.
Carol can sing. Carol can sing.
I,
Sing for us, Carol.
I was always singing as a little girl, and my nana in Liverpool, she was the manageress of a fruit and veg shop, and I used to sing and tap dance on her counter. And
Is there any footage?
and the customers would give me sixpence or whatever the currency was, whatever the denominations were. That probably should make me shut up. And I would just sing, and I couldn't not sing. So if the radio was on, or my dad or mum, they had a massive record collection, both huge fans of music. I was steeped in it. My dad loved opera, the big arias, the big voices.
So did my dad.
Yeah, he loved jazz. My dad was a fantastic piano player, absolutely fantastic. So, we would have Organa, we'd have Dinah Washington, we'd have Barbara Streisand, Shirley Bassey, and then my mum, Beatles, Stones, Creedence Clearwater, so very wide-ranging. Loved music, can't read music, but I've got really good relative pitch, and I can sit down at a piano. I have no idea what the chords are, but my fingers will find all the right notes.
But that puts you in the same bracket as Noel Gallagher or Paul McCartney. None of them.
Well, I'm better than them,
No,
frankly, but I just don't get the credit. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. But anyway, but I still sound like I'm playing with boxing gloves. I can't sit down and be part of the band and play, but I'll map out all the music so I can hear it. I can hear music. So from a very young age, I just couldn't not. I just kept singing and stuff,
Now, 86. You've been playing in local bands.
Yeah.
And 86.
Yeah.
To Pow is formed.
So Ronnie Rogers,
Yeah.
local lad, Shrewsbury lad. He's in another local band, and I go and see his band, and he's great, frontman guitarist, and I fancied him.
Mm-hmm.
And we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and I pilfered him from his band into my band with Julian. Anyway, so he joined my band, and then we started joining in the songwriting with Julian, who'd always written all the songs for the band that I was in, and it was very ska. We called the Lasers, and it was pretty much a ska band.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Ronnie and I decided to leave and focus on our writing. So this is like at least 1984, even earlier than 86. 84 was earlier than 86. Yeah, I figured that out. I went to a really good school. And my dad lent us some money, and we bought home recording equipment and a keyboard. And we started writing. We started sending tapes away, cassettes away. A friend of ours took some really bad pictures of us that were our moody publicity shots, and we did a little biog and everything, And finally got some London management in 86.
Right.
So we're going to London from Shrewsbury all the time.
By then, had you written, because you obviously, if you've been working together that long, had you written the hits already at that stage?
All of them except China.
Really?
Yeah. So the song that got everybody's interest to start with is a big ballad called Valentine.
Yeah.
And we wrote that in about 83, I think.
Wow.
Followed by tracks like Monkey House and Sex Talk and stuff. And then obviously Heart and Soul came along, which was a really big one, Well,
I mean, that was a bigger hit in the States than here, though, wasn't it?
Same. It went to number 4, both sides. But initially it failed in the UK. It got a re-release because it went to nearly to, top 5 in the Billboard chart.
It was the Peppy Jeans ad, wasn't it?
Yeah. They used us in a
Did you get a lot of free jeans for that or not?
No, I didn't get any G's. I didn't get any money either. Because back then it was like, no, we're using your song. We're going to make you famous. That's all you get, So there was no kind of endorsing and sponsorship. So we get the deal finally with Virgin. We choose Roy Thomas Baker as our producer because Ronnie loved Queen and I loved what he'd done with the Cars. So that was perfect combo.
But nice to be in a position to choose.
It was, and Nile Rodgers was the other person in the running.
What's he ever done?
I know, but it would have been a different album, wouldn't it?
Well,
I can't imagine what you saw in our songs, actually. Anyway, so we picked Roy. We fly out to a recording studio just outside of Chicago, and there's one track that just isn't working. It's not rising up from the demo. I can't remember what it was. And he said, have you got anything else? We're a track short. So Ronnie and I had started China in Your Hand. So I had a cassette in my handbag, half finished, just the basic piano chords and a lot of the lyrics, but not all. And Roy, I mean, you're talking about the man who produced, apart from many other Grammy Award-winning songs, Bohemian Rhapsody,
He's got some form.
That is a great song. And so it was kind of brought to life in the studio, written on the hoof, and I had to finish it on the hoof. So
turned out right.
Yeah, I had to go away and write all the lyrics and stuff, yeah.
Because that was number 1.
Yeah.
And it was because back then, to be number 1 You had to sell a lot of records.
You did.
Like physical records. People had to go into a shop and buy it.
Yeah.
And you kept everybody who was big at the time off the top spot.
We did.
With that.
So we kept
Bee Gees?
the Bee Gees, yeah.
George Michael?
Yeah, George Michael. And George Harrison.
Oh, yeah.
George Harrison was at number 2 in the singles charts behind us. We were number 1 for 5 weeks. Simultaneously, Bridge of Spies, the album, was at number 1 in the album charts, and Paul McCartney was at number 2. So, you know...
hence your point, you're better than the Beatles.
Bigger than the Beatles, because they were bigger than Jesus, and I was bigger than the Beatles for 5 whole weeks. So there you go. I'm having it. Yeah. I'm having it.
No, take it. It's yours. It's yours. And then the Pet Shop Boys came along.
Oh.
I mean,
what do they know? Synthesizers.
Flash in the pan.
Yeah.
But suddenly you are mega famous, and you have a very, striking look. It's a flame red hair. It's leather. I mean, it was very 80s, wasn't it? The look.
It was very 80s, and
big hair.
Yeah, I used to have my weave perm. So a weave perm is where your hairdresser. So you don't look like a poodle. You
not a bubble perm.
Yeah, you perm a bit of hair, and then you leave the next bit straight, and you perm a bit. So some of it's permed and some of it's spiky.
But it was big.
It was pretty big.
Did it take a lot of work?
No, not once the perm was in, but I did set it on fire once.
Not doing a Pepsi. No, that was something.
No, I was in a wine bar in the days where you could have naked flame. There wasn't these fake candles and stuff. And there was a window ledge, a bit like this behind me, and there was all wine bottles with candles in them. It was a very crowded wine bar, and I stepped back to let somebody go past me. And the next thing, people are pointing and screaming and queuing up to hit me on the back of the head, like that scene out of Airplane, But, and my hair's on fire.
But you're quite big star by this stage.
I was getting known, yeah.
Did that not make the bizarre column in The Sun?
No, I don't think it did, actually.
Carol on Fire?
No, because it was in some sleepy little wine bar in Shrewsbury. We were still living in Shrewsbury for a long time. I didn't move to London for the longest time. In 87, then Ronnie and I were living in Soho, either in the flat at the top of the office or Hazlitt's.
Yeah.
Little beautiful hotel.
Great hotel.
Yeah, and then finally, the money came through, because it didn't for ages. We used our advance to make the album, and then it was the publishing that brought you the money. So finally the publishing comes through from Ronnie and I writing the songs, and we get some money and we buy a house in NW5.
That the singles and the album was a massive hit, both sides of the pond.
Yes.
Which not everybody did back then.
No, it was, and as we alluded to before, Heart and Soul, which was our first release, popped into the top 100 in the UK chart and went straight back out again. And we were like...
It got to number 18 or something first time round or something?
Oh, no, like 98 or something. And we thought they were going to drop us, because our MD had already had a massive row with Roy Thomas Baker about the mixes and how they sounded. Because Roy... I'm not a very technical person, but Roy and his fantastic engineer, Jerry Napier, who was Neil Young's out front FOH engineer for years, they knew how to mix for AOR radio in the States. So it sounds impeccable on the radio, but slightly over-compressed when you play the vinyl. So I remember putting it on my turntable, listening through and fiddling with the treble and the bass, going, why does this sound not very good? And that was the reason why.
Would it sound flat, almost?
Yes. I don't understand. I'm sure some of the engineers, these fantastic, clever people we work with, could explain it to me. But you hear it on the radio, and it still sounds impeccable. The production sounds impeccable. So we thought it was over before it began, but because America loved it, it got a reprieve, it got a re-release, we got Peppy Jeans, and it flew to number 4 back home, which was amazing.
Now, talking of impeccable, we're about to be joined by Steve Smith. Come in, Steve.
Hi there.
Now, Steve is the incredible chef here at Latymer's, and this is one of his signature dishes. He doesn't normally serve the food, just
I'm
doing
very
it for us today.
Very honoured.
So, Steve, how long have you been here at Latymer's?
Oh, I've been here for six years now.
And is it true that you, for those whole 6 years, have had a Michelin star?
That's correct, yeah.
You've retained it again.
We've retained it again this year. So, yeah, last week we would have, gone to the awards and retained it again. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
And it's
Tell us about this dish and how, because this is one of your signature dishes, right? How does that represent you on a plate?
I think what this is really about is the commitment to fantastic ingredients, treating them with some respect, and just trying to layer flavours so that it's interesting all the way through. But more than anything else, it has to taste delicious.
Yes.
So we have an Orkney Scallop, which has been pan roasted. And it's been
is almost the size of my fist.
It's
Yeah.
a scallop I've ever seen.
They're fantastic, aren't they?
Size meters.
Yeah. We have some smoked seal,
Yeah.
a little bit of fresh apple, and then an apple jelly, some fresh celery and some deep fried lovage. And then the sauce is made out of scallop stock, scallop dashi, some celeriac juice, some apple juice, and then it's finished with a truffle vinaigrette and some lovage oil. So it's really simple, really.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So it's really simple. Anybody can do this at home.
We're going to try this, but Steve, how long does it take you to? Does a dish like this just come into your head?
I think we've been serving a variation of this dish for the whole 6 years, and I suppose I've been serving a variation of this dish probably for more like 15 to 20. And the great thing about signature dishes is the chef doesn't really choose a signature dish. It's chosen by the customers, and it's chosen by the people that eat in the restaurant. And it's been one of those dishes that's been on a menu, and they want it, and they come back for it. So to a certain extent, we kind of owe it to them to keep it on.
It's lovely. I love the smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband will be crying because he's off camera. This is your food, isn't it?
Yeah, you're
Scallops.
You're not having
You're not
any.
having this.
But like you say, it's like, so I've finished the mouthful
Yeah.
and I've still got flavours happening.
Yeah.
And how do you make that happen?
Just from understanding the ingredients. And I think what you've got in this plate of food is lots of layers and different textures and contrasts of the same ingredient. But at the same time, we're trying to make sure that with every mouthful, that the piece of food that you get the most or should dominate everything else is the scallop. If we've done our job properly.
Perfectly cooked.
It's
Thank you.
absolutely gorgeous.
Everything about it is perfect.
Yeah.
So you kind of, your thing is modern British.
Yeah,
obviously.
absolutely.
And a focus on the ingredients. Here at Pennyhill,
Yeah.
do you have like one of those things where you go, right, I want it to come from as close as possible?
I think we will always look to try and find the best ingredients that we can that are in season. And we will look at trying to get them as locally as possible. We have a potato dish on at the moment where the potatoes literally come from just the other side of the Surrey Hampshire border, a guy called Williams Wonders, and we use them for a fantastic potato dish that again has got textures and contrasts in it. Because of all things, we'll serve it with a potato ice cream.
Over here is Gabriel. Come in at Gabriel, because you've got what is essentially the perfect pairing wine-wise.
Oh, it's just a local wine.
Yeah. Sit down for a second. I know you don't normally sit down.
Excuse me.
Might have had a pint.
But Gabriel is all things wine here. Who is the sommelier? And this, tell us about this.
Oh no, I didn't have this on. It's sparkling.
No, so we're going to have champagne to sit alongside the scallop dish for you now. So this is Champagne Maurice Chopin. So it's a really small producer over in Champagne. And
It's a very low-key label on there.
yeah, showing off smaller producers I think is really important because you've got the big ones that you see on the supermarket shelves, but getting show off things like this. And
That's lovely because it's not. I find some champagnes they're really gassy and they get you here. That's really gentle bubbles and it's a very creamy, buttery sort of.
yeah,
And does it go very well with this?
It goes beautifully.
These people, it turns out they really know what they're
They know what they're
doing.
talking about. Yeah.
Every now and again we get it right.
Yeah.
What's obviously, as chef and sommelier working together, you always want to move what you're doing forward. What would be the next thing for you? Where would you see Latymer's next move, food-wise or wine-wise or whatever?
I'll let you answer the normal question.
I mean, for the wine standpoint, it's just trying to do it better every single day. We're constantly tasting. I'll try every wine in every glass I have. I probably have 10 different glasses. So
Do
it's
you spend most of your time drunk?
not so much, but definitely tasting.
In the bucket, there's a lot of.
Depends how good the wine is.
So last night, because we were here last night, which was lovely, I had the local white wine, which is from a Surrey vineyard, and that was absolutely fantastic. And the the bartender served me, he went, "It's a stone fruit." I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
It's just the flavour profile you'll be picking up on the wine, hopefully.
So like a plum.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I was to talk about this one, you're going to get loads of like minerality freshness. It's 60% Chardonnay, but then 40% Meunier, which is going to show off this kind of umami, berry, earthy character. And that's where it really needs to shine with that truffle.
We very much just want to try and improve everything that we do every day, with the focus being on serving amazingly delicious food, but making sure the guests are happy and they're looked after and they're
talk to me so I can finish?
And the flavours are so intense, you don't need a lot, do you?
No, I mean it's tasting menu format, and we do a 4-course menu, we do a 6-course menu. There's a few bits in there where you get some snacks and some other extras. So by the time you've finished eating all of that, you've probably had kind of 10, 11 plates of amazing food. Yeah. But you want to be, want to feel as if you've had a meal, but you don't want to be feeling overfull. Don't want to be feeling stuff. You want to be able to.
You don't want that Christmas Day feeling.
No, you don't want. But you don't want to feel like it's Christmas Day. Exactly.
But when you've got, with a dish like this, like I say, there's so many flavor layers, like I'm just hitting that fresh apple in there as well.
Yeah.
It's just then
Gorgeous. Yeah.
takes your palate somewhere else. Do you ever have this situation where, I mean, I'm not trying to compare what I do to what you do, but there are certain dishes that are winners as a chef, but they don't land with the customer?
Yeah, I mean, it can happen. I mean, I suppose we don't really know that a dish has been successful until we go through that whole process of getting it right. And we don't really know if the dish will 100% work until it's been put through its paces by all the customers.
Because you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, it's 20 odd years with Velvet.
So youthful, Steve. You've been doing it. And you've worked with some great people. Paul Heathcote, who I know is a lovely man. Who was your great mentor? Who inspired you the most?
I think now when I look, back at my career, I'd probably say Paul Heathcote and Sean Hill. Really, because from Paul's perspective, he wanted to make sure that everything on that plate of food was there for a reason.
Because that was Ludlow.
And Heathcote was up in Longbridge.
Yeah, Longbridge.
And it was a long time ago.
But Sean Hill was London.
Sean Hill was in Ludlow. It was also at
where
Gidley.
he comes from.
So that's what I said. My first band, we used to rehearse in the drummer's garage in Ludlow, and Ludlow was not the gastronomic town that it was later by the time I left. But you do realise I got through to round 3 on Celebrity MasterChef. I mean, I must have inspired you. Did you not? My guinea fowl. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about
get you in the
No, my cheesecake was a disaster. I got flung off the show because
you can come in and cook some guinea fowl for us later on.
Well, look, this is fabulous.
It is.
And you can come here, have a 4-course or a 6-course. Gabriel, you'll do fantastic wine pairings, which I think is one of those things that until you've had that experience, you don't really understand how clever that is and how much it can elevate the meal. And you are open when, guys?
We're open Wednesday evenings through to Sunday evenings.
Right.
We open at 6:30. Last bookings are taken at sort of 8:30. And you are here for the evening.
We were commenting earlier how comfy these are, because you could sort of eat and then maybe have a little sleep.
Have a little nap, start again.
Oh, that was excellent. You've still got some wine left as well.
Not for long.
So you've had all this vast amount of success, but being the simple lass from Liverpool that you are, you never kind of did the rock star thing, did you really?
No, because I was in a relationship.
I've got to be honest, I'm a bit disappointed.
I know, but I was in a relationship. Ronnie and I were in a relationship for 12 and a half years. So we were a couple. So when we weren't gigging, we were either at home or always back in the studio, because by now we had the money to have quite an elaborate studio.
Which you built in Wales.
Yeah, we bought a small holding, 10 acres, and a beautiful farm, and we put in a huge recording studio. And we were just always beavering away at work, and we weren't really... If I got invited to something swanky like a film premiere, because, when you're hot, you get invited to all the red carpet events, and I would go because that was a profile thing.
Yeah.
But we weren't bothered about being at parties and stuff like that.
Because everyone was very aware of you. As much as the name T'Pau is synonymous with the music, your name, Carol Decker, is equally synonymous. How did that come about? And was that difficult for the other band members? Because you were definitely the star.
Yes, it was. there was friction in the band eventually, as there always is in bands. You speak to most bands of my era in particular, they'll tell you the same story. So you start out as the 4, 5, 6 Musketeers, you're inseparable, you go on this amazing journey, you see more of each other than your own families, you know.
Well, you start living.
Yeah, and then somebody wants, I want to be pulled in on the songwriting, I don't think you're respecting my talent, I don't just want to play it. And then Ronnie and I had basically written 2 full albums before we put the band together, so we had all the publishing royalties, so they saw a difference in our income. They weren't happy about that, but hey, I didn't remember them in my damp flat writing those songs with me, so I kept that money, thanks. So all the arguments start, and then I get all the attention, and if you look at the cover of Bridge of Spies, our first album, they're all in shadow. So that caused chaos. The first album cover is just me like this and these blurry blokes. So they were really pissed off about that as well.
Well, I mean,
sorry, I find it funny.
But looking back at their, I mean, their haircuts in particular, I'd have blurred them.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
the mullet was... Ronnie had a beautiful mullet.
No,
so
he
did
did.
Dean.
Mullet.
Dean had the Pat Sharp spike and the long bit here.
Yeah, but
That
I
was
mean,
a hot hair.
do you think Pat Sharp looks back at his hair from then and goes, "God, I nailed it"?
Probably not.
But then the mullet was
The mullet
2 summers ago. The mullet came back. Everybody.
Yeah,
had a,
and a few years ago it was stonewashed denim, which I always hated actually.
Yeah. Well,
and
I blame Aswad for that.
I'm in a stonewashed denim jacket on the front of Bridge of Spies, and I didn't like it.
No.
And the stylist
You
made
always
me
look
wear
better
it.
in leather and studs. I think that was more you.
Is that what did it for you?
Yeah, absolutely. But no, stonewashed denim.
No,
I never
didn't
had
like
any.
it at all. So, but also it began to cause a problem for me and Ron. I remember we were finishing off our second album. We went around a few studios to do that, and we were at remember the Manor out in Oxfordshire, Richard Branson's place, because he was our label boss. And on a day off, we went out shopping. We were in the covered market.
That's for sale.
I know. But we were in the covered market, and I was very recognisable, and a crowd formed, and I'm just signing their shopping anything. And I remember Ronnie just melting into the background, and Dean, our guitarist, coming to rescue me. And I was like, "Why did you leave me there?" And he said, "I don't want to spend the rest of my life standing in shop doorways while you sign bits of paper." So that started to happen.
Yeah.
You know.
So you left the band,
Yeah.
didn't you? 92 was that?
We fired the band. So the band were on a production deal to me and Ron. We were signed to the label. The band was signed to us.
Right.
Long story short, by the third top 10 album, because we had 3 top 10 albums, The Promise, we weren't speaking to each other. We were doing that whole thing, arriving in different vehicles. You know, I know it's pathetic. And so I just got my lawyer to write them a letter saying, "I'm not renewing your contract," you know, and that was it. And then Ronnie and I, that was 91. Ronnie and I stayed together and were writing and stuff. And by 93, our relationship came to a close as well. So everything, and this sounds like, do you remember the Fast Show?
Yeah.
We used to have those group therapy sessions, and people tell all their sad stories, and you go, "Anyone fancy a pint?" Well, that was me. It's like my career went down the toilet, the label dropped me, my dad died, the band weren't speaking to me, and my boyfriend finished with me. It's just like I was like swinging from a rafter. I worked so hard for all of that. It wasn't easy. It didn't come easy. There was no scene in Shropshire. It was 6 hard years of trying to get record companies to pay attention to us. And then it was, the band were successful and functioning for 6 years, and then it was gone. And so was my dad, and so was my 12-year relationship.
How did you bounce back from that?
I bounced back on Richard Coates, my husband.
Who I have met.
Yes.
And is a lovely man.
He's a lovely man. So,
I mean,
yeah.
Can I just say, you got lucky.
I did. He's a keeper.
Yeah.
He's a keeper. He's also a fantastic chef.
He
Trained
is.
at the Ritz. He was in the Michelin Guide when we had.
But
Josie.
he also had, at one point, one of the coolest restaurants in London.
Big night out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Up
he
in
did.
Primrose Hill.
So here's the thing, when you and I were chatting, and you're saying, why didn't I rock and roll? And I don't really know anyone, and I'm not very connected. You're super connected. You know everybody. Richard, because of B&O,
Yeah, no.
super connected.
Well, I mean, that was the place. I mean, nobody didn't go there.
Creation Records was opposite.
Yeah.
He used to feed the Gallaghers, and
Yeah.
you know, and Sade and Kylie. Everybody went. Sure, you probably went. So Richard, when I met Richard, he knew more people than I did.
Yeah.
They all knew him. All the record companies knew him because they used to take their artists there and everything. You know. So, long story short, pub at the end of my road gets turned into a gastro pub by Simon Palmer, who used to run
The Ladbroke?
the Ladbroke, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Another Primrose Hill
Yeah.
glitterati hangout. The Labrador
Yeah.
and the Engineer.
the engineer. Yeah. So Simon takes on the Lord Palmerston, which is at the end of my road, and all the Primrose Hillbillies.
This is in Kilburn, should we say?
NW5 actually, Kentish Town.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's Tufnell Park Tube, and then you walk up.
Yeah, no,
Dark
you're
Buckle.
right.
Yeah.
You're right, right.
So
Next to the Forum.
right around the
Did
corner.
you ever play the Forum? You
I
must have
did.
done.
Yeah, I did several times.
Anyway, sorry,
Yeah.
back to the story.
So all the Primrose Hillbillies come sniffing around. It's the start of the gastropub movement. All these beautiful North London boozers, these beautiful Victorian corner ute plots getting, it was fantastic. The whole area changed. And along comes a guy called Will Ashurst, who had a video production company on Regent's Park Road. Richard was one of his best mates. He brought him along. Will knew who I was, got me back on my feet, got me working again, put a band around me, and introduced me to my partner of 28 years. And very quickly, at the age of 40, I was pregnant, having never known if I could get pregnant, because I always made sure I didn't get pregnant.
You just weren't with the right. I'll tell you what we've got now for you.
Ooh.
It's time for your first spoon. Come on, Steve. In you come. So it's under the cloche. It's a secret.
Oh. Do I look like Pete Townsend? Look.
No.
No, in the reflection.
Thank you, Steve. And I've got the Spooning with Mark Wogan blindfold for you.
Okay.
You get to
Ooh,
put that
all
on
right.
now.
This is weird.
No, it's a trust
Is that
exercise.
stretch? Okay.
Yeah, it stretches.
I'm gonna smudge on my
No,
mascara.
look. No, with a smug blindfold,
Okay.
you don't. It's scalloped
Okay. Here
so
we go.
that it doesn't smudge your makeup. Okay, so I'm going to feed this to you.
This is very weird.
Are you ready? Look, it's so different to when I do it. There's very nice spoons, these. Pull yourself together, Carol. Hey, open wide. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Here we go. Now, there you go. Just take that off the spoon. What do you think of that? What's the flavours? What's the textures?
Salty,
Mm-hmm.
creamy,
Mm-hmm.
sperm. Sorry.
God, no, Carol. It's not the 80s. It's 2026 now. You can't say things like that. Oh, you can.
You're going to edit that out?
No.
Salty, creamy, spicy.
Yeah.
So chilies.
Yeah. What else? What else? You're getting you've alighted upon the capsicum, but where else have we gone with it?
Is it
Given your answers on your questionnaires, I tell you what. Have a smell of it.
Oh God.
Here, there we go. What can you smell there?
It's confusing. It's like toast.
It's because it's been roasted. What
Okay.
would you roast that might be of the capsicum family?
Oh, red peppers.
Exactly. Take your blindfold off. Take your blindfold off.
Oh, I love that.
Because that's your favourite ingredient.
That is my favourite ingredient. Now, it's really hard if you can't see to know what it was. That is delicious.
You can have the other one. It's
Can I have that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that. These spoons are gorgeous, aren't they?
it's gorgeous. Well, we're in Latymer's,
Mm.
where you have the finest dining.
That is
So good. isn't it?
absolutely banging. Yeah, it's lovely.
So anyway, you've met the man of your dreams.
Yes.
You're strangely pregnant. You're back touring.
Yeah. Had to stop the plans, which didn't please Will very much. He'd worked really, really hard, but
Well, it was his fault.
Can't hang around when you're
He
40.
introduced you to the walking.
and
No.
you can't hang around when you're 40, can you?
No.
So we have a baby. We reschedule the tour. I go out to East Germany with Status Quo, which was hard because I left my baby behind, with my mum when she was 6 months old. It wasn't convenient. I'm 40. I'm pregnant. We've got all sorts of work booked in, but I meet Richard, and I couldn't hang about. We wanted to start a family, and I was 40, so it all happened at the same time.
So you start then being a mum.
Yeah.
All of that happens, but the thing is, I think because you were such an icon of that period, the public never really forgot you. So when you decided to sort of put yourself out there again, people were very warm towards it. You did all sorts. What's that? Hold on, I've got it written down here. You were in movies, 9 Dead Gay Guys. I didn't catch that one.
Oh, I got to death by Stephen Burkoff.
Did you?
Yeah, I was his wife, and he
How was Richard about that? Was he all right with that?
he was fine. He brought the money in. He was fine with
Okay,
it. He
good,
just
good.
understood. Yeah,
And then Hit Me Baby One More Time
loved that.
came along,
Yeah, that was super fun.
which, unbelievably, and I do say this, unbelievably. You were beaten by Shakin' Stevens. I mean, how do you get beaten by Shakin' Stevens?
He's got a ferocious army of fans, and it was public voting.
Who
arguably
might be hard of hearing.
I couldn't possibly comment.
No disrespect to Shakin' Stevens fans, but really?
Yeah. No, I loved doing that show. It was super fun. And a whole new sort of kind of work opened up for me. And I wasn't really fussed about just being perceived as a singer or fronting a rock band. Everybody's very protective about what they did and how they were perceived, what they call like my brand now. I'm really quite an entertainer. I can act, I can sing. I've told you how wonderful I am on the piano. There's a lot of things that I can do. And I was really curious and open for all the things that came my way.
But that goes back to what I said at the beginning. You are unashamedly you now. or you are, even at this stage, happy to take a risk, happy to say, I mean, you've been, one might argue, occasionally quite controversial on X or Twitter as it was then.
By controversial, you mean talking common sense and not accepting a load of rubbish? Then controversial BI. Yeah, I have. And there's a lot of unpleasant people out there, unfortunately, so I stopped doing that. So, but yeah, I'm lucky that people do, some people still like me, some people still remember me, and you've got to be grateful for that in a very fickle business, haven't you?
But you sort of spearheaded that Rewind Festival and the sort of celebration of the 80s and everything. And you couldn't have done that without the star power that you carry.
Thank you. I also had nothing to lose because, it wasn't my big heyday. I'd taken time off. I had 2 kids now. And then, as we know, because we both live in Henley, a Rewind takes off in Henley by the river, down the hill.
Not far to travel.
From my house, yeah. And my friend David Hartfield was the promoter, and I was very happy to be included. And it was fantastic to be on stage in front of 20,000 people again, because in our heyday, we were playing the biggest festivals around the world, and it's shock and awe when you do massive festivals. I love it. And you've got, thousands of people waving their arms to you.
They know the words.
And they know all the words, and they sing it back to you. It's amazing,
But that then spawned the Here and Now tours, didn't it?
It's Here and Now. That was another brand, similar. And that was, it was Paul Young, Go West, Kim Wilde, I think possibly the Christians, and me, again with an amazing house band. So we all use the same band. And these guys, a lot of them play in the pits in the West End, and as my dad used to say, they can read fly on the wall, they're just the best players. And my mum came to one, she was still with us back then, and she said, I've never heard you sound so good, because they had all the iconic keyboard sounds from the 80s, and we had 2 keyboard players. So they were covering all the parts. I never had the budget for that. I had to kind of modify, do more organic, more rock and roll version of our music, which was great because I've always had a great band. But to have the luxury of these banks of keyboards and all the sounds and the brass section and the backing vocals, amazing. Loved it,
And then you end up on Benidorm. How did that come about?
Oh, with that fabulous John. Oh, bless him. John Chalice. So how did that come about? The producer reached out to me, probably via my TV agent, and said, John Chalice, his character in Benidorm, he wants to propose, and he's decided there was a nightclub in Benidorm, and he was going to get up and sing China in Your Hand and sing it to his beloved and then, ask her to marry him. So I said, we were just wondering if Carol might, be in it.
I mean, it's a great episode.
So I thought they were going to ask me to sing it, but no, I had to just be on holiday.
You're him singing.
Yeah, I had to be on holiday at a hen do. It was Carol's hen do. And so I just barrel into the club and we're all supposed to be drunk and we're in terrible T-shirts and bride things, it was good fun.
Were you never approached by Brookside or Hollyoaks?
Not those, no. Just Benidorm, but it was fun. I think Tony Hadley did it as well, actually. He told me he did it, yeah.
Now, I do a show on Virgin Radio Chilled every Saturday and Sunday. And most weekends, I play China in Your Hand.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And luckily there are a lot of cameras in radio studios, but luckily there isn't now, because Heart and Soul and China in Your Hand, they are air grab
Yeah,
epics.
they are. Yeah.
You cannot listen to that without doing that.
Yeah.
Do you think you might have been the first person to do that?
Oh, what?
The air grab, which which was so part of the 80s, wasn't it?
Did I? I don't think I did the air
Our
grab.
hair
No,
air grab.
no. I'm a pointer. If you put loads of pictures of me, I'm really embarrassed. I'm always going, look, I'm shouting
No,
at
you
people.
look a bit angry.
Yeah, like that
I'm
all the time.
Well, there's
Yeah.
a picture of us having
Yeah.
dinner together
Yeah.
last night, and you've got a glass of wine. And you're going yes,
And another thing.
and another thing.
Oh, yeah. So, no, I'm pointer. A pointer, not a grabber.
You on 2 occasions have had to work quite closely with Gregg Wallace.
Yes.
How was it?
So when we did just the two of us,
Well, you had to teach him how to sing.
yeah, so Greg, bless him, he can't hold a tune in a bucket.
No.
So he'd forget a note in seconds. So I'd go, what were we doing? I think we were doing Don't Blame It on the Boogie, I think was one. So I go, don't blame it on the sunshine, blame it on the boogie, you know. And he couldn't remember one note after the next. And I was in it to win it, you know. It was a competition. It was like Strictly Come Singing kind of thing.
No, I know, I remember it. It was
And so he was also he was acting up all the time with the crew. So he was telling bad jokes and everyone was just, it's like our crew here, you've got to crack on with it. And everyone's just going, well, I can't say anything. So in the end I said, can we just please focus? And I was getting told as well, I said, how are other competitors doing? And they can't divulge too much to you because you're not meant to cheat. And he said, you need to make up a lot of ground. And I was like, can you just listen to me? And he said, there's no need to be rude to me. And I said, I'm not being rude to you. I've never taught anybody before. I'm not a singing teacher. I'm trying my best to teach you. And you're not listening. You're more focused on making sure everybody likes you and you're cracking the jokes and you're the big star of the moment when we actually need to just. And then he apologised and he worked a lot harder. I found him sort of big-headed and boorish and barraboyish, but never, ever, ever inappropriate. Just annoying as. So people,
you know what?
People tried to talk to me when he had his issues. I did MasterChef with him as well. Again, by which time he was really pleased to see me, and we were chatting, and he'd lost a lot of weight, and he was telling me how he'd done that, and he was okay. He was fine. But I never had a problem with him and the other things that he was accused of. I have to be honest.
Would you like him to do a cameo for you? He's doing cameo now.
No.
No, yeah, me neither. I tell you what, I wish I'd seen you in. Was Now That's What I Call Music.
Now that's what I call a musical.
Sorry, Now That's What I Call a Musical.
Thank you. That was the best fun.
Because you loved doing that, didn't you?
I did. So it was.
Johnny saw that, didn't you, Johnny? Yeah.
Was I in it or?
You in it.
I was fantastic, wasn't I? Yeah, I was the best, really. Yeah. Yeah. So the story was 2 girls. They come from Birmingham. They're young in the 80s. 20 years goes by. One's gone off to Hollywood to try and make it. The other one becomes a nurse, gets married. They lose touch. Hollywood girl comes back because, she's getting married. That's it. She's coming back for the wedding. And it's the soundtrack to their youth. And all the songs that you know and love are folded into the script really cleverly. Who was our writer? Pippa Evans. Yeah, she wrote a really good script. And then at the end of the play, our young girl, she's now in her late 40s, early 50s. She's saying, where did my life, it all went hideously wrong, why, you know, and she's got a bedspread of me from when she's got a poster on the wall and stuff. And she goes, what would you have done, Carol Decker from T'Pau? And I appear with all these angels in a puff of smoke, and they gave me this beautiful white suit covered in sequins, and I have angels, and they have gigantic china cups, and I give her all my advice, you know, drop pearls of wisdom, and then of course I sing China in Your Hand, and then in the finale we sing Heart and Soul, and everyone was on their feet. I just love
I wish I'd seen it because I have that original copy. Of Now That's What I Call Music. I've still got that.
Yeah.
We have your second spoon here.
Okay, this is going to be weird.
On Thank you, Steve. Bring that in. What have we got here? Right. Lovely. Pop that
I
down.
feel inadequate if I can't identify the flavours because I can't see.
Just put the blind.
Just put the
on.
blind. Yeah. I like to
Oh,
get
I've
things
got
right.
my own one this time.
Oh.
Good. I'm looking forward to eating this. This is exciting. I'm going to take the cloches off. Oh, that looks good. You are going to have to open very wide for this one. All right?
Stop it. Okay, here we go.
You ready?
Yep.
Keep going.
Oh,
I'm pushing it in. There we go. Hold on, Carol. This isn't looking too glamorous. There we go. 80s icon. Carol Decker eats. How nice is that?
Is that potato?
It could be.
And like a souffle, like a cream. Is it gratin?
Mm-hmm.
Is it potato gratin?
Maybe. What other flavours are you getting?
Cauliflower?
Something else, maybe?
Macaroni?
Well, I mean...
Cheese?
Cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like really strong, stinky,
Oh,
smelly cheese.
That doesn't smell bad. That doesn't.
What cheese is in that?
It's Spenwood.
Spenwood.
Oh,
See?
it's lovely.
So it's a used milk.
Yeah.
Used milk.
No, used milk. Not used milk. Jeez. I'm
Oh,
gonna
you're meant to be really posh chef.
You can take that off.
Okay, take it off.
Yeah. I've got one as well. I'm going to have it.
That is
So
delicious.
it's a Gougere
Gougere.
or you know, a bit of choux pastry filled with the cheese.
That is absolutely delicious, and it doesn't smell horrible. But
Oh, God.
you know, when you go skiing and those cheeses that could clear a room, we call it farty flet.
Yeah.
Don't we, Richard?
But Spenwood, if you see it in that form, it's got some proper nasal tang to it. But in that,
Yeah.
and that's what I mean. The whole purpose of this, no such thing as a bad ingredient.
No, but not in the hands of a great chef.
Exactly.
So you know,
What you're saying, if I'd cooked it, it would have been rubbish. Is that what you're saying?
it's probably one of those things that it smell worse.
You got
before
lucky.
you cook it.
You
So
got
cook
lucky
the
this
smell out, don't
episode
you?
was here.
Yeah. Because I could never go. You know that cheese shop in Covent Garden? I
Neil's Yard.
couldn't go in it.
You really are cheese phobic.
I love a bit of cheese, but not that much, and all that smelly. That was delicious, Steve. Thank you so much.
That was
It's all
fantastic.
down my shirt.
So we changed your mind on stinky cheese.
As long as Steve cooks it, I'm all right. Yeah.
All right. So you come straight off the musical and you go into The Masked Singer.
I filmed The Masked Singer before.
Oh, did
You
you?
film it in the summer, and it TXs in the January.
So you've got to keep that all a secret all that time.
It's fantastic.
Did you tell anyone?
No, the only person I told was Richard.
Did
And-
Richard tell anyone?
No, and also Scarlett, my daughter, because she had to help me with my diary and walk the dog and stuff like that. But it's off the scale secret. So they send you an outfit, black gloves, leggings, hoodie, visor, balaclava.
Is it true you couldn't see a thing on stage?
Couldn't see a thing. You don't meet any of the other contestants. You see people in their costume, but you don't know who they are. You have a core team. The crew don't know who you are. The lighting guys, there's only one. The guy who mics you up knows who you are. That's the only person. And everyone signs NDAs. And it was the best fun. And I loved learning new music, learning other people's songs, and getting the opportunity to sing songs I loved, like Tina Turner and the Killers, who if I died and came back again, I would be in the Killers.
Really?
I just love the Killers. I love them. Yeah. Couldn't see a thing.
So how many weeks were you on The Masked Singer? Blind.
I think 3. I think I did 3 weeks. I was crushed when I got booted off. And
But that's the bit I don't understand about The Masked Singer, right?
I didn't really understand it.
Some people really aren't very good at singing and they stay a long time. And then there's people who have fantastic voices.
Yeah.
And you go, well, why are they getting kicked off?
No, I know, but apparently it's not about the singing, which I still don't understand. I still don't get it. And yeah, because I was before the musical, I was on tour. This is how busy I was last year. It was epic. I was on tour with the Human League and Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
She's lovely, isn't she?
And I did, actually, I can say this now, I did tell Sophie, because she'd done it, and I was doing Murder on the Dance Floor as one of my songs. And she went, yes, I got kicked off after round 1, and she was still really upset about it. I got kicked off after round 3, and I was annoyed because I thought I was performing really well. But it's not about that. It's about the character, the backstory. And my backstory questions made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, they
I don't
were
know where
rubbish,
they got
weren't they?
them from. No.
I mean, fishnet tights for her record label that she releases her own music on. Nat Fish and Late Starter mentioned she started her career at 30.
None of that makes any sense.
As I'm reading it, I'm going, doesn't
No, their research was awful. Maybe I should have...
You were tattoo, weren't you?
I was. Maybe I should have put
Do you have any tattoos?
I don't.
You're so not rock and roll.
I'm not a tattoo. I don't like the permanency of it.
Yeah.
Don't like the permanency of it. I just
But didn't on the Mars Singer you had to be guided around by lights, didn't you?
You were held by the hand.
Yeah.
And then when you were put on the stage and all the lights went down, and it's a circular stage and it's in a huge film studio out in the countryside somewhere. And there's over on the wall, like 200-300 yards away, is a very dim green light up on the wall. And they say, look at that. And your mask is mesh.
Yeah.
And they're so concerned no one will see your face that when they put all the lights on you, then somebody comes and stands and looks at your face like this to make sure that your eyelashes aren't showing. So you literally can't see. And they said, right, make sure you're looking at the green light because then you're facing the front. They said, see that red light over there? And I looked. I said, that's the fire escape. Don't look at that. But when you're covered and you're dancing, you can't see, so you're moving. You don't realise you're moving. So you end up facing the wrong way, the fire escape, everything is really difficult. And then my second song, they put me on must have been a 15-foot high plinth, which was only 6 foot wide either side of me. I had no guardrail, nothing. And I was up there and, my hands were stuck out the side of my heart shape. And I started to sway. And I was terrified and it really impeded my performance because I just had to focus on not fainting and falling 15 feet.
Do you think that's why you got kicked off, because of the plinth?
I don't know. I think the clues were rubbish. And there's a lot of children in the audience. It's very panto.
Damn those kids.
Damn those kids, squawky little...
Pesky.
Yeah. There's a lot of kids in the audience and I think they fell in love with funnier costumes like teeth.
Yeah.
Like teeth. You know those... false teeth you get out of a Christmas cracker and you wind them up and there was a gigantic set of teeth. It looked really funny.
No.
I don't know. No.
I never found out.
No, I think Dressed
And
Crab.
because you got thrown out,
Yeah.
you didn't watch it back, did you?
And Dressed Crab, I think, was Gregory Porter. That's the only one I know. But so, and he was...
Quite good.
Yeah, and he was a giant crab with a huge claw and and if you're 6-7-year-old kid, that looks hilarious. I think...
Tattoo's not relatable.
No, I think I I was very beautiful. I was a bit poncy, I think, for them,
So this has all been building up to the next tour.
Yes. So, didn't write a lot of songs in recent years. Apologies, but I just wasn't in the headspace for quite a long time. Raising my family, very busy with a lot of live work, like you pointed out. But always got some ideas and songs on the go. And Ron, we still work together. He just lives in the studio.
So
Never comes
he
out.
forgave you about the doorway stuff. Yeah. Okay,
Simon. And I forgave him for dumping me.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's always working away. So he said, come on, we've got to do an album. And we put ourselves under pressure by announcing the tour date, which starts on the 10th of April. And we nearly killed ourselves and each other. It was terrible. Because we decided to do limited edition 1,000 signed copies of vinyl of the album, which is called Be Wonderful. And the lead time on vinyl is hellacious. It's like 6 weeks. So although the tour starts on April, we had to have everything ready and mastered for 2 weeks ago.
So there's a whole new album.
Mm-hmm.
So when people come and see the tour, there's new stuff.
Yes.
And they will get some of the classics, right?
We'd be skinned alive. The set will probably be the bulk of the stuff that they know and love. And I'm thinking 4 or 5 new songs. I think you've got to be careful with the balance. I really do. I get it. Everybody used to go to the bar in a Rolling Stones concert when Ronnie Woods did his...
No, it was
Keith Richards, yeah. I don't want that. I don't want them going to the bar with them used to.
No.
So,
do you know the funny story about that? So I saw them at the old Wembley Arena.
Yeah.
And Keith did that. And they were on stage at the same time that the England team were shooting penalties against Germany in the semis of the World.
Oh no, so everybody went...
So as he finished his first solo song, everybody's on radios, old wireless radios. They went ahead on penalties. And the crowd erupted almost simultaneously with the ending the first
So
song. You can see him going, it's never gone down this well. By the time he finished his second song, we were out of the World Cup. And everyone was like,
got to the bar. Yeah. So it's a difficult balance, new stuff and classics. But so the tour's called Be Wonderful, the album's called Be Wonderful. The first single is
What's
called
the message there?
Be Wonderful. And there's a picture of me
Being
aged
wonderful.
10 on the cover.
Oh.
In the cul-de-sac in Stevenage behind my auntie's house. So the first single's called Read My Lips, and that drops on the 27th of March. And then the album Be Wonderful drops the first day of the tour, which is the 10th of April, and it's a UK tour. Absolutely.
Well, Carol, you have been amazing.
Oh,
You
thanks.
continue to be amazing.
Really enjoyed it.
Please keep being Carol Decker, unashamedly. A huge spooning thank you to Carol Decker for taking part and being such a great sport. If you would like tickets to see Carol and to Pow sing across the country this year, you go to www.topow.co.uk. They couldn't have made it simpler, and you can get a load of merch and all that kind of stuff. We have had a fantastic time here at Pennyhill Park, and a massive thank you to the team here at Latymer and, of course, Steve Smith for cooking up really quite breathtaking food. We've had a great time here, haven't we, Carol?
Oh, we have. So spoiled. So lucky.
We're definitely coming back. But I will be back next week with a very special guest, challenging the food that they think they hate and the food that they think they love. In between all of that, I will be on Virgin Radio Chilled, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 2 p.m, playing such hits as China in Your Hand. And you can get me on Talk, being a grumpy old man as well. If you like what we're doing here on Spooning, follow us at Spooning with Mark Wogan across all social media. This podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts from, and in glorious Technicolor on the Virgin YouTube channel. Until next week, stay beautiful.